No sound detected. What do you mean, no sound detected? Well, that was weird. Hey, thank you. Welcome back. I'm sorry about all the ins and outs, folks. Like I said, we just got to get all this tiki-talkie to allow me to do this stuff. All right, we're back. We got 3 back already. I see Ollie Grace. I see Bell back. I just want to talk about the voices in my head. And to us, some do better. Please don't make this last forever. All right, we'll be doing 26. Oh, we're up to 5 already back. All right, Swaston's back. Nice. Melissa Borrega's here. Let's go. Dahlia. Miss Wolverine is back. About this. Time for the bedtime story. Nice. Hey, what up, girl? You calling me a hoe? I am your hoe. Just so you know, I am not just anybody's hoe. I am your hoe. Okay? So you just know that. You did? Are you serious? You finished the cover? Please post that in the Discord. Post that in the Discord so we can see it, cause that's fucking epic as fuck. All right. Heck yeah. I will check it as soon as we're done. I'm all. My glasses. I'm still here, TikTok. All right. Oh, good. Oh, do you do like the whole front? How do you get into the Discord? We will send the link. 1 second. One of the mods will post the Discord link up, and then you'll just click on the link, and you can join. Very, very simple. Welcome to the book club. There it is right there. Thank you, Miss Wolverine. You. So much appreciation, you, Miss Wolverine, for all your posting and comments. Just like all the rest of the mods in the inner circle. I appreciate everything that y'all do to help me out, make things run smoothly behind the scenes. All right. See, DW. See, that's what I'm saying. I got so many of y'all here to help out. Y'all are amazing. I'm really just waiting. I think I'm just really waiting for P to get back here. Hopefully she get back in here. And then did anybody? Sean might be out. It's a Friday night. I don't know if Sean will be out with us. He's a youngster. We got Wise and his voices and Sean. It's always just Sean. There we go. I can see good again. You broke your needle. That hook needle? No way, babe. What else are you still working on? I don't know how you're doing. I don't even know what I'm wearing tomorrow. Maybe I'll just wear my Hug Me jacket. Oh, in the machine. Ew. You got it? Do you need any assistance? Do you need any assistance? All right. Ooh, that is no. That's not a song for now. No, not that song. We can do Throne. That's a good song. This is also Xaden's song. This is a Xaden song. I'm not sure what my dog got into, but it's not something I expected to read, Allie. Not something I expected to see. That was hilarious. All right. Excuse me. There she is. I knew she'd get here. I don't want to say that phrase, but all right, we are back. All right, I think we have. What the heck? There we go. Come back, leader of the. All right, I'm at 11. Hey, what did we just get? Another gift. Thank you. I don't know if these are from just current or they're just freshly loaded, but thank you for all the gifts. All right, we were at 12 before we had to do the reset. We're at 11 now. So I don't know who else is here. Oh, I think we're just missing Red. We're missing Red. I haven't seen Red come back. Where's Red? I think that's the only one. Hopefully Red will come back. Maybe he wants to go watch Ice Stones again. Allie Grace, thank you very, very much. A woolly hat. Ooh, thank you, thank you. Trying to look at these. Okay, that's as much as it'll do. Okay, cool, cool, cool. All right, I am going to turn the music off now because I'm assuming y'all don't want to listen to the music while I read, correct? I'm pretty sure that's how that's going to want to go. Y'all are going to want to listen to the horrible sound of my voice. All right. All right. It's probably too quiet. Like, what is happening? It's so quiet in here now. All right. Improv 2. Onyx Storm. Are we ready, chapter 26? Are we ready? Are you ready? All right, I got it ready, Freddy. Here we go. Iron Storm, chapter 26. Figured it out. Awesome. Welcome to the Discord. All right, here we go. Onyx Storm, chapter 26. Spoilers ahead, as we know. Here we go. In the first 24 hours of removal of source magic, the subject, an Asim, presented as even-tempered, but withdrawal quickly revealed that the subject's true nature, requiring the subject immediately transfer to stage 2 of the study. What the hell? That sounds like some scientific and shit. We're going to study that. What the hell? His results can be found within group 33B under the category Death by Fire and subsequently group 46C under the category Death by Poisons. A study of the anatomy of the enemy of Captain Dominic Preschel. I'm not going to lie. That sounds like something that DW would write. I ain't going to lie. That sounded very, very, very smarty doctory. Like right there. That sounded... Wow. Okay, that was definitely over my capacity. What do you mean what? The results can be found with group 30B under the category Death by Fire and subsequently group 46C. Yeah, I've seen your spreadsheet abilities. I'm just saying. All right, chapter 26. Here we go. All right. Devil's Island is beautiful by sunset. Or at least it would be, if I could concentrate on the time. Okay. Devil's Isle is beautiful by sunset, or at least it would be, if I could concentrate on taking the time to really appreciate the isle. Instead, I'm focused on exactly how close Taryn thinks he can fly to the treetops without actually crashing into one as we race along the hillside ahead of Segale. She said I wrote the book. Mm-hmm. To Adarna's disdain, Taryn ordered her to remain behind her for her own safety. You sure we're out of the range of those crossbolts? I asked, hunkered down against my pommel as the saddle of my saddle, my pack weighing me down, as if my slight stature could possibly affect his aerodynamics. They are not made to rotate this way, but to defend the shoreline. They are woefully underestimate our intelligence. Still, the existence of the crossbolts means that the Isle wants to do us harm, and it possibly already is. Are you in pain, Adarna? I ask as I spot 4 enormous gray pillars ahead supporting the remnants of an aqueduct as they curve around the hillside, marking the path to the palace. Why would you ask that? His gruff tone answers him, for he crosses over an open space that looks to be an art district, from what I remember reading in the chorus of shouts. And the chorus of shouts sound, then vanish as we pass by. Sorry, but if you abduct our royalty, we'll scare the shit out of you with our dragons. Seems pretty fair. Why didn't you tell me? Guilt for even suggesting to Xaden that we stay, for not realizing it, settles on my shoulder. You live in pain? Do you feel as though you need to alert me every time your knee twinges or your joint slips? God damn, Taryn. Okay, he's coming in hard with the facts. That's what she said. Even his wing beats change, becoming more staccato. I know. I said this word yesterday. We're going to get there. There have been several moments. staccato. We'll get there. There have been several moments, even here, when your heartbeat has elevated and you have approached unconsciousness. Yet you have not made a special note. I lean in as he banks left, following the centuries-old aqueduct. That's just everyday life for me. This isn't normal for you. Adarna shows no signs of trouble. I am inconvenienced. Gotcha. Annoyed and cut off from the source of my power, strength, and my mate's thoughts. But I am still Ternanach, son of Morkardurn, and Felachanflu, descended from. Yeah, right. Yeah. I get it. You are superior in all ways. I interrupt him before he can get through the whole pompous lineage. I don't have it memorized by now. We level out following the topography. And I take in as much as the layout as I can before we are far overhead. Terran size is a distinct advantage in the battle, but it's a pain in the ass when I try to see what's below me. The palace is unlike anything I've ever seen, ever witnessed. Not only is it a four-story structure caved into a hillside, but it is a 100-yard meadow ahead of it. Truly spectacular, a feat of engineering of when it is accomplished thousands of years ago. A testament to their tradition, and that is still their seat of power and hasn't faded like the ruins of so many ancient cities of kingdoms past on the continent. Does the mic sound better, y'all? Is this a better sounding mic than the little one? Am I blowing the ears out? Hopefully not. I'm going to wait a second until I get to answer that one. Excuse me. Mm-hmm. Sounds good. Okay. No popping. No popping, no echoing, no ear bleeding. All right, make sure we just got the sounds right. All right. Sounds good. All right, there we go. Soft blue light glows and orbs down the central path of the clearing, lighting our way as the sun sinks behind the hills and we descend toward the muted green grass. The space is wide enough to support the width of 2 dragons' fully extended wings, but probably 4 if they held them or retracted. Do you know where you're going? Terran asks as we approach, his wings flaring to the slowest descent. The majority of the formal spaces are outside, according to what I've read, as are their king's chambers just beyond the first row of trees. So in theories, yes. I position my body for a landing as he flies over the platoon of panic guards bearing what appears to be his silver-tipped spears, then sets us down to the left of the rows of incandescent blue orbs. Not that they're going to let me in. Xaden and Xaden land to the right. Shouting ensues as I unbuckle my belt and move to Terran's shoulder. No change to the plan, I ask, steeling my nerves for what's bound to be a contentious confrontation. I want my fucking power back, and I want it now. None. I will be with you all the way, Silver One. His promise reassures me as I dismount, the weight of my pack jarring the spine on impact. I shake it off, then walk towards Xaden, who's already waiting for me at the center of the path between the rows of the blue orbs. His swords are strapped to his back, but his daggers are easily within reach. And he carries the same oversized pack he's hauled with us from Navarre, which he told me was just in case. I guess an Isle Kingdom kidnapping your prince qualifies as just in case. I can't help but do a double take as one of the orbs as I walk by, stepping in its path. The blue glow isn't from a single light source, but dozens of large bioluminescent insects with translucent wings, all feeding them. A smile breaks across my face. They're Fallerina moths. What? Xaden's boots crunch on the rocky path as he walks my way. Fallerina moths. Ooh, podcast vibes. I like that. I touch the cool glass orb. We don't have them on the continent. They're just sister species. They light up when they're fed from the honeycomb. I read about them in Sir Zimley's Guide to the Devil's Fauna. But I had no idea they harness them for light. It's brilliant. Poisonous, but brilliant. That's gonna come back. She gonna grab him and like throw him at somebody's face or something. Of course you did, Xaden counters. But we should probably concentrate on a dozen pissed off guards headed our way. Fair point. I throw my braid over my shoulder, cursing that what I had the time to put up as usual, and turn a face to the approaching horde of angry, white-clad Devil's Islands people. I guess we have less than 10 seconds, and those spear tips look mighty unfriendly. My hands dangle near the sheaves along my side, but Xaden stands with his feet braced apart, his arms folded across his chest, as if he isn't concerned. But his eyes sweep across the group, methodically, no doubt, putting them all into threat categories. I focus on the fox-like women on the right who keep their flaring nose and stepping off the path like I won't notice, and her male counterpart to the left doing his best to fade in the shadows, not realizing he is in the presence of a master. Look, more blades, Xaden says. And here I thought we were a weaponless society. The one in the center with the blue stash steps forward and starts shouting. I can only pick out a few words, two of which are stop and schmill. We could really use Dane right now. Sorry, he's Dane. I apologize. We could really use Dane right now, I whispered. I could live the rest of my life without ever hearing you say that again. Me too, my guy. I'm with you, Xaden. I get it, though. We could really use the bond, too. Do any of you happen to speak the common tongue? I ask, with the serrated silver blades of their raised spears are about 5 feet from our chest. They pause and shoot a warning look as our nose flare on my right. You are forbidden to enter the palace of King Courtlyn IV, the blue sash declares, jabbing his blade in our direction, but not close enough to merit a reaction. Ruler of the Devil's Isle, master of trade, keeper of the troughs, justice of the tribunal, and heir of antiquities. And you sound like a fucking chode. But by the time he finishes, it's hard to keep my brows level. Sounds humble, Xaden says. Can't wait to meet him. You won't be. Oh, thank you for the gifts. You won't be. Blue stash steps forward, blaze raised. My hands flex near my sheaths as the woman on my right swings her blade back and forth between me and Terrence, slowly but steadily approaching. His head is low, almost even with the ground. And his wings are tucked in tight for protection. If I wasn't this, I'd probably be shitting my pants. We will, Xaden counters with a bored sigh, and I'm trying really hard to be diplomatic since it's the first role I've been handed. Let me put this in terms you'll understand. The king schmidnapped our asshole of a prince. And there's a large part of me that wouldn't mind him staying here and annoying the shit out of you for the rest of his miserable fucking life. But that would make things difficult back home for someone I have a complicated loyalty toward. So I'm gonna need that prick back. Eric? The blue slash brow puckers, his blade doesn't lower. Now, Xaden orders. I have so much more important things to do this evening. Flare nose to my right, swings her blade fully at Taryn, and pulls back her arm, prepared to thrust with a full-on battle cry. I draw my blade the same second. Taryn drops his jaw and roars. The sound shattering every glass orb within a dozen feet of us and leaving my ears ringing. Was that really necessary? My right ear won't work for a month. No, but I found it amusing. That's fucking funny. The guard drops her spear and stands there shaking like a leaf for several seconds before she slowly turns her face. Her eyes, brown and wider than they should physically be possible, and her bronze skin suddenly rather wan. I tilt my head at her. They don't like when you do that. Trembling, she drags her gaze to mine, then collapses to sit on the ground. There's a definite quiver in Blue Sash's arms, but I give him credit for still holding his blades. You may not enter. I am Xaden Royerson, the Duke of Trenador. Xaden inclines his head. He's probably expecting me. The blue sash opens his mouth and looks in my directions. And you are? Well, shit. My mouth opens. My consort, Xaden replies. Violet Sorengale. What the actual fuck? My jaw snaps my jaw snaps shut so hard my teeth click. I want our bond back, and I want it back now. He can't just announce that thing without at least discussing it. Are congratulations or commemorations in order? Taryn lifts his head. Shut up! I seethe my dagger from chunking it at the man I love. In that case, Blue Sash raises his spear fully upright. Oh, fuck me running. That is hilarious as hell. And the others follow his lead. If you'll divest of all your weaponry here, we'll escort you to the table. That's not happening, I shake my head. This place took my lightning and my bond. Malik himself would have to pluck my daggers through the sheaths before I give them up. What she said, Xaden agrees. Blue Shast plus. But we don't believe in weaponry. Unless you're you, I say slowly. Have you seen the size of their teeth? I gesture towards Taryn and Sigale. Then there's the fire. Our blades are the least of your worries. I mean, he's not lying. Taryn huffs a blast of steam, scented with sulfur, and Blue Sash lifts his chin, ordering the others to stay where they are. Then leads Xaden and me down the path. Sigale and Taryn follow alongside us until we reach the first barracks of the clearing. 2 thick rows of palm trees marking the formal entrance to the outdoor palace. You creatures remain here. You called them creatures? Blue Sash is a chode, demands. We'll pass that request along, Xaden replies. Oh, you're creatures. Okay, they're talking about the dragons. My bad, Blue Sash. My bad, Blue Sash. I thought you calling Taryn. Okay, my bad. My bad. We'll pass the request along. You can see right over there, Taryn notes. Remember, diplomacy is plan A. I reach for Xaden's hand and move closer to him as we walk to the orblit path, passing what looks to be an open-air receiving room to the left with various seating arrangements, and a music room on the right with instruments waiting for their musicians. No walls, Xaden notes, no ceilings. What do they do when it rains? Awnings. Well, sorry. What do they do when it rains? All right. 5-point trivia. What movie does the line, "It can't rain all the time," come from? There you go. There's your trivia question for the day. Keeping my eye on awnings. I point to the long wooden rail that run the length of the room, ready to shelter its occupants with fabric and consort. I whispered, "Good job, Belle. Good job, the crow. We aren't married." He fucking smirks. I've noticed, but girlfriend is missing the permanent tone. If it makes you more comfortable, consort is used pretty loosely in Navarian aristocrat circles. Pretty sure the Duke of Caldry has 4 different consorts in as many years. The designation just gets you the invitation into this place and gives you the protection and privileges of my title. I don't need the protections and privileges. I shake my head as we pass another row of palms. Ouch. He lifts his hand to my chest. Never thought you'd reject me. I roll my eyes. It's not the time for this. Jokes have to wait. When would be? The next look he gives me is 100% serious. My feet nearly stumble along my heartbeat. Just the idea of really having forever with him makes my chest ache with a longing that doesn't belong on a possible battlefield. When we're not risking death. We always risk death. He strokes his thumb over mine. True. I admit as we walk under the flagstone floor, entering the palace's dining hall. The room is laid out in 2 rows of 8 circular tables, each setting 10 finely dressed Devil's Isle and backless chairs, all fitted in the riot of pastel colors in the lightweight tunics and gowns. The table linens are embroidered, the palace settings extravagant with golden cups and crystal chalices, and jewels glitter in the soft blue light that emanates from the center of every table, as the post orbs that run the length of the room, illuminating the rows of guards and their blades. At the end of the open-air chamber, there's a rise at the dais of a U-shaped table for 5. A man I can only assume is the king of the Devil's Island sits at its center, twirling a bejeweled dagger in his hands and staring at Xaden on the right end of the table, like he hasn't decided if he's going to use that dagger on him or not. Do it! Do it! I'm sorry. No, I don't mean that for real. Do it! It's just Xaden. It's just Xaden. We love Xaden. Hang on. I have to. Sorry, hang on. My sword's back here. I had to grab my sword. Sorry, I had to grab my sword. I had it back there. I had to grab my sword. Okay, would we be mad if he just, dagger practiced with Xaden? I don't think we would be mad. All right, let's see. Where were we? All right, there's no sides of Captain Windshire. Oh my God, they took Raggedy Ann. She's not even there. Oh Lord. Okay, there's no side of Captain Windshire, but Discount looks like he'd rather be anywhere between. Oh, Discount skirt. Discount is skirt. Discount is skirt. Okay, right. Nobody would care. Nobody would care. Exactly. Not one. Oh, man. All right. There's no sign of Captain Windshire. Fuck, Xaden mutters. He's younger than I thought. I say about the king. By about 4 decades or so, Courtlyn looks only to be a few years older than Xaden and me. He's handsome, with a deep golden brown skin stretched over his high cheekbones. And a strong jaw, cunning brown eyes, and shoulder-length black hair. But the speed in which he locates Xaden and me quickly appraises us, leaves me a little queasy. Xaden's hands tighten around mine, and he leans down to brush the lips against my ear. The shadows here are not mine. I know your skills with the dagger, and I'm not discounting your ability to protect yourself, but for the good of my sanity, while I try to get Xaden out of whatever mess he's created, will you please stay by my side? I nod. How can I not? He's not asking me to hide behind him, nor did he leave me with Taryn to keep me safe. He's just asking me to stay close. That ain't about to happen, is it? And honestly, there's nowhere else I'd rather be. Except on... I could probably name a couple positions you'd rather be. I'm just saying. He squeezes my hand once, then lets go, freeing us both in case we need to fight. And we move forward as Blue Sash beckons, clearly exasperated with the time we are taking. King Courtlyn waves off the couple on the left as we approach, listening to whatever discount whispers in his ear, and servants scurry to replace the plates and cups as the couple departs. They don't shake hands, I tell Xaden quietly as we walk down the aisle. They don't mince or waste words. They speak in double meaning only when it's convenient to them. They value status, wealth, knowledge, and secrets. Anything that can't be traded. If you break your word once, you'll never be trusted again. So what I mean, don't lie. Act like a rich, entitled dick. Got it. He nods. Rage shines in Xaden's gaze as he meets mine when we reach the last set of tables. His fist close around his golden fork. I send him a silent, subtle plea to keep his shit together as he places the fork on the table and clenches his jaw. The Duke of Trenendor, Blue Sash announces loudly, gesturing of the 4 steps that lead up to the dais. And his coursant, Violet Sorengale. Close enough. Wait, what? No, I'm sorry. Hang on. The Duke of Trenendor, Blue Sash announces, loud and clearly, gesturing the 4 steps that lead up to the dais. And his courtesan, Violet Sorensale. Listen here. In a very polite manner, Blue Sash, I'm going to need you to learn how to fucking pronounce the name properly, okay? I know it's hard coming from me, but God bless America. That is an easy name, okay? It's Sorengale. Where the fuck are you pulling this S from? What is this guy? That's like coming up with fucking Yenri for Irene or some bullshit. Whatever. Sorry, digressing. This Blue Sash, you suck. I'm just playing. Violet Sorensale, close enough. Xaden walks up the first steps, his gaze sweeping the floor, the chairs, the table. The chairs. Sorry. And even the place setting before he reaches the back of the ham. It's unnecessary but sweet, so I take it and walk up after him. It's Sorengale, he corrects to Blue Sash. I take a seat at the end, and Xaden takes the one closest to Courtlyn's right. What did you do? I ask Halden. Across the divide, straight to the point. Courtlyn says, rolling the jeweled dagger, I enjoy this. What makes you think I did anything? Xaden challenges, leaning over his plate. Previous history. Servants step up behind the other 3 occupants and remove the dishes. I'm sorry to say that you've missed the dinner portion of the evening, Courtlyn announces, but dessert will arrive soon. What did you do, Xaden? Xaden repeats for me. Exactly what I was sent here for. Color flushes Xaden's face, cheeks, and he slams his palms onto the table. I reestablished diplomatic connections with the Isle, Devil's Isle, and asked their permission to use Tecarus' manor to launch a search mission with the riotous dragons in return for the artifact he requested. And when that wasn't enough, I offered what is not yours to give. Courtlyn lunges across, discount, and plunges the dagger into hold. Take that one, you. Sorry. I hope you learned your lesson, Halden. I hope that was a very valuable lesson. You cannot give away things that are not yours, young man. Bitch tits. Ha! Sorry. Holy fucking shit, my stomach churns. Your Majesty, Discount balks, the blood draining from his face. I drop my hand to Xaden's knees and squeeze from screaming when Xaden does as he stares down in shock. Xaden tenses but wears the mask of the bored indifference like a professional. Stop wailing like a child. Courtlyn sits back in his chair, then takes a drink of red wine from his crystal goblet. Xaden sucks in a breath after breath, staring at his hand, but the screaming ceases. Pull it out, wrap your hand, get it stitched by a healer, and you'll be fine in a fortnight, Courtlyn lectures. Listen, I prefer Courtlyn than I do fucking Xaden. I'll tell you that much right now. Excuse me. The cut is between your bones and the fleshy part. No tendons. My aim is very good. He lifts his goblet to Xaden. You're lucky I respect Discount because what you've done is unforgivable. The dagger was mine to give, Xaden bites, staring at the jeweled blade. It looks to be antique with the silver handle and emeralds the size of my fingernails adorning the hilt. No, it wasn't, Courtlyn shakes his head. It's mine, Xaden says, and it takes everything I have to keep my features schooled. Motherfucker! Woo! Hang on. I'm hiding. We're going incognito for Xaden. Hang on. I lost it. I got it. We're back. Okay. Woo, yeah. Xaden's into scary mode right now, and I'm hiding. Hang on. I'm hiding. We're hiding from Xaden. Okay, wow. No, it wasn't. It's mine. Holy shnikes. Okay, Xaden says it takes everything I have to keep my features schooled, or rather, it should have been. It's the Blade of Aretia. What? Appropriated for the royal vault by Reginald during the unification. Yes, Courtlyn's goblet swings Xaden's way as three servants climb the steps around us, one on each side. Fascinating how he chooses this particular gift, knowing it might provoke your emotions. Normally, when it comes to such heirlooms, we consider possession ownership. But in this case, His Highness's word was already broken, hence why I could not make the deal. All right. No. Okay, when it comes possessions, ownership, we cannot make the deal. I'm fascinated to learn how much he is worth on the ransom market, or perhaps I'll entertain the classic black market. Surely King Tar will be amenable to quite a few things should his son remain in residence. You can just keep him. Tecarus, I mean, nobody gives two flying fucks. I'm just saying, why not? Weren't you willing to tell me you wanted to keep that one? Courtlyn points to me. I did not break my word, Xaden growls and grabs a hold of the dagger's hilt as the servants pull down the covered dish in the center of each side of the table. Looks like we're sharing dessert. I hope you don't mind waiting a moment, Courtlyn says, and the servants wait, their hands poised on our rounded copper covers. My little ones have arrived. They gesture down the aisle, and I inhale a sharp breath. Taryn growls, and Adarna perks up, taking notice along the bond. Her golden energy intensifies as three pure white panthers stalk towards us. Ooh, a white panthers? Like albino white panthers? Or just, that's wild. Hang on, I gotta replace my little stickies on oh no, my mustache is breaking. It's been used so much. Oh my God. I've only seen their kind in illustration in the books and never in white. They're graceful and elegant and look so beautiful. And the closer they get, the more I'd like them to stay in the books. Their paws are huge. They're huge. That's what she said. Okay, sorry. Wind rustles in the trees of my back, and the chills runs the length of my spine. This entire palace is outdoors, and they have the run of it. I have no desire to be their dinner. Aren't they magnificent? Courtlyn asks, his tone marveling like a proud father. Shira, Shena, and Shora. I've raised them from cubs myself, all the hunters. All vicious, all adept at sniffing out a thief. He turns a pointed look at Xaden's way. My stomach sinks and my heart begins to pound. Pull it out and bandage that hand now, I tell him. Xaden moves to push back from the table. Courtlyn rises his hands. Do it for him. Any chance of striking a deal is off? He sets the goblet down. I need to know you can uphold your end of the bargain, even when it's unpleasant to do so, just as your father did. Transform before your eyes? I tried, P. I forgot to put it on earlier. Xaden nods once, his face's unreadable mask, but his leg intense under my hand. Guess my father wasn't the only one keeping secrets. Now, Choden, I have no problem yelling at the air. The Panthers are halfway there. Choden yanks the dagger free with a hiss, then sheathes it like it's his, and quickly binds the wound with his napkin, field dressing it the best he can. Now that that's done, Courtlyn turns to Xaden. I assume you would like the same deal he asked for. My hand tightens on Xaden's knees. I can't agree, seeing as I have no idea what Halden requested. Xaden says, but we'd like to reopen diplomatic channels and secure permission to use Discount Tire's manor as a stopping point for a riot of no more than 8 dragons and an equal number of griffins with the purpose of a searching party, which would entail securing hunting rights for wild game of said creatures and promise for safety for all our party. Courtlyn rolls the stem of his goblets between his fingers and his thumb. Whom do you owe your loyalty, your grace? Your father was a rebel. From what I hear, you are cut from the same cloth. And yet you have been restored to your title, so whom do you swear your fealty? Welcome, Pixie! I reach the right side of my pocket of my pack and for the conduit of sheer habit as the Panthers approach the diocese, splitting around us. The familiar weight of the orb is comforting in my hand, and I swear I can feel the hum, swift rise in heat that I know is in my head, but it's soothing all the same. Navari, Courtlyn continues, or Trenendor, lie, and this discussion is over. We fare quite well without the continent. Xaden tilts his head, studying the king. Violet. My heart skips a beat in double time. My loyalty is to Violet first and above everything and everyone else, Xaden says. Then Trenendor, then Navari in the moment it's worthy, unless Violet is in its residence. It's a reckless answer given what hangs in the balance, and now it is absolutely not the time. But damned if it doesn't make me love him even more. He said don't lie. He's not lying. That's what it is. Interesting. The king stops swirling the glass. I'm assuming with our deal, trade would begin again, Xaden says, which would be mutually beneficial since I'm sure you've heard we're in war with the Venin. Should you decide to become our ally? Oh, we never really involve ourselves with the Venin, Courtlyn shakes his head. Wars destroy isles, blocks economies. Supplying those at war, however, that's where the money is. We remain neutral in all things and always have. It's how we've maintained trade, commerce, growth, and knowledge for the world, no matter what god you worship or what magic you access. But they've been here, right? I narrow my eyes slightly, noting that there's now a panther perched right behind me. I lean forward and look around the servant who is still holding out a dish shut. Do you defeat them or cure them? Courtlyn glares. To imply that our side is weak, conquerable, is a line you do not want to cross. Such an assumption is disastrous to our economy that built on safe, stable trade. People do not invest in unstable islands. He snaps his fingers. The Panthers leap onto the diocese with an ease that speak to the nightly routine. I will not stand for you being devoured by a house cat, Taryn growls. Stay put and keep Sigale with you. I shout down the bond and my knuckles whiten around the conduit as a panther pushes between Xaden and me and its soft coat brushing against my arms. Shora is lovely, don't you think? Courtlyn says to Xaden. An indulgent smile, curving his mouth, then continues towards Choden, who's waiting for an answer. I hope you don't mind, but they're used to eating with me. Your Highness, do you remember that Shira earned every bit of her special dinner tonight? He lifts his hands, palm up, crooks his fingers. The servants remove the copper tops, then duck off the dais. Oh gods, it's a giant slab of red meat that has been carved off the largest cow to have walked the island. The panther Shira cuffs the low in her throat, flicking her tail, and I can't help but wonder if this is how the infantry cadets feel that day on the field. Bade found us. Xaden's hand covers mine and squeeze, and I look over to find him staring stone-faced across the table, then track his gaze. Captain Anne Windshire heads lies. Oh my Jesus, we lost Raggedy Ann? Are you freaking for real? Oh, shitballs. Oh, Raggedy Ann, I liked you. Oh, man. Captain Anne Windshire's head lays on the plate between Xaden and Tecarus, her short strawberry blonde curls unmistakable. My jaw slackens. Oh, Malik! Courtlyn has schmeckled Xaden's personal guard and is serving her to his cat. Ah! I'm gonna be sick. Bile rises in my throat and I swallow quickly, breathing through my nose. Ah, my mouth, but I swallow the meat is bloody. Don't watch, Xaden whispers, and I wrench my gaze away. Eat, Courtlyn orders, and the Panthers pounce. Paws land on the table between us, and the massive maw opens, snatching the meat off the plate and dragging it, leaving a bloody trail of white linen as she hauls her meat to the dais, then the floor. The others follow suit, and when I look across Xaden, he's staring at his empty plate, completely stricken. Aren't they beautiful creatures, Courtlyn asks. I blink away the shock and set the conduit on the table. Schmeth and I are old friends, and it's not like I really knew Raggedy Ann, but the audacity is truly unparalleled. You schmurdered my guard, Xaden said slowly. Your thief was found in my treasury, Courtlyn counters, with 6 stolen treasures on her person and a list of 5 more she had yet written on her hand. Your handwriting? Xaden, you sorry... My stomach lurches and my gaze jumps to Halden. You didn't, and the items belong to us. He pounds his chest and stands, his chair falling back against the dais. It's not stealing to take back what is rightfully ours. Oh, Jesus fucking Christ. Xaden. Oh, just let him be. We really do have Eric. Cam, whatever you want to call. My stomach lurches and my gaze jumps. You didn't. They're all items that belong to us. He pounds his chest and stands, his chair's falling back against the dais. It's not stealing to take back what's rightfully ours. The vein in his neck bulges. The guards move in towards the edge of the dais, forming a perimeter around the Panthers. And I slip my hand from beneath Xaden and reach the sheaths of my lower thighs beneath the tablecloth. It's about to turn to shit, I warn Taryn. Communicate to Sigale that however you can. He rumbles in acknowledgement and palm trees sway in the distance. Rightfully yours, Courtlyn challenges, his voice rising in a sinister melody. What's the penalty for thievery here, Xaden whispers. From a royal house, I focus inward. Decree 21, I wince. No, 23 is Smeth. I studied. But I'm nowhere near a legal expert. Is Xaden complicit under these laws? Their system isn't like ours. Their decrees can contradict each other, and Courtlyn sits on their tribunal, so my words tip themselves. I don't know. Maybe. I might want to strangle Halden myself, but I can't let him be executed there for stealing. Those items are mine. Received goods, bartered for services rendered over the last century, and you know it. Courtlyn shouts. The dinner falls silence at their table. Oh, 1 second, sorry. I have to check one thing. Okay, sorry. Wait, the last century, my shoulders fall and my mind whirls, recalling Eric's words from the last year when I asked about Xaden and what he was doing and what was happening beyond our borders. I am here, aren't I? Eric had implied that Xaden wasn't going to act, but this is much worse. Xaden didn't know. He's been playing starring role. You took advantage of our desperation, Xaden accuses, accepted priceless magic artifacts under unfair terms, and now you've executed my personal guard when we seek to rectify the outright thief of a genuine agreement. Fuck you! We want no part of your deception or the god-forsaken isle. Xaden surges forward, shoving this section of the table as it topples onto the void of the center. Ah, shit. Courtlyn's gaze turns to ice, and my ribs feel like they're twisting inward as I watch everything as we work for fall apart in a matter of seconds. Tecarus jumps backward and then quickly scrambles down the steps, and I don't blame him at the least. Xaden has fucked us over. The taste sours of betrayal fills my mouth, but a bitter flood my metallic anger carries it away in the next heartbeat. Enough, Xaden! Xaden stands, and I slowly do the same, monitoring the guards around us, Panthers behind us, and those crowded reachings beneath the linens for what could be weapons. He is a thief, and he impugns impugns my honor in front of my entire court, Courtlyn shouts at Xaden, but he points his fingers toward Choden. He no longer speaks for us. Xaden swings the pack from his shoulder, setting it atop the table with a clank. If you will not accept the deal with Navari, then accept it with Trenendor. I assure you the only riots on your shore will have Auretian riders and their flyer counterparts who will abide by your laws and expect your customs in return with my uttermost gratitude for your trust. He unbuttons the top flap of his rucksack and pulls it back, slowly revealing an inch of emerald-studded hilt that steals my breath. It looks too much like a dagger to be coincidence. My heart stutters. That can't be. He can't. I won't let him. No, I grab a hold of Xaden's hands, preventing him from shoving the rest of it. If that's what I think it is, then absolutely not. He shakes his head, searching my eyes, and I know I'm not the only one longing for the bond that usually makes these moments easier for us. It might be the only way to forge an alliance and save that prick. You sacrificed enough. I've got this. I slip my heavy pack from my shoulders and set it beside. Absolutely not, Choden shouts. Xaden gives him a look that clearly says he's had enough of his shit. I alone have the authority to speak for Navari. Choden rages, taking 2 threatening steps towards the king. You don't make deals with Providence, let alone the son of a traitor who blackmailed his way to a title. I am the only voice in our kingdom. His hands curl into fists, and the binding around the right floods crimson. Courtlyn sighs, then reaches for his goblet, takes a drink. I have heard enough. This grows tenacious. Tecarus may live. Schmill the rest! What the fuck? No, you ain't. Oh shit. Oh my lord. I gotta go pick my kid up. What a cliffhanger. You gotta be schmeckling me. Son of a. All right, folks. We're gonna leave it off right there. Holy crap balls, Batman. All right. I hate to cut this out quick, but like I said, I'm going to go pick up the kid. Liz, do you want to come out and talk, or should we just end this really quick? Wow, that was... Oh, my Lord. Oh, God. Oh. Okay. All right, folks. I will see you in the Discord. Until then... I want to thank everybody for coming out and helping me get these in. I hate to cut it short, but again, I got to go get my kid. So until next time, have fun and see you then. All right. Thank you, Jackie. Thank you. I'm glad I got to say that before we go. All right. Good night, everyone. Woo. Sorry to leave you go like this.